because I'll go back and trim it. I hate when it starts and people are like 10 minutes of
Yeah.
nothing until it starts. Like, no.
Good call. Good call.
Katrina, is that you?
It's me. I'm
What's
just
up?
out walking my dog.
Hi. Thanks for hopping on. This is
Yeah.
Crystal. Crystal, Katrina.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
If I can figure out how to show my face, I will. I turned my video off.
No worries. We're gonna give it a couple minutes and then we'll get started. Crystal, and they're like the origin story. What do you notice? For
Mhm.
whatever reason, starting with that origin story, I was like, what am I doing with my lips? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
No.
I used to always go like this. Like, and I like, stop doing that. Like, you don't have lipstick on your teeth. Like, just stop doing that. And so once I stopped doing it, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I do this so much.
I competed in the CrossFit Games for a few years, way back in the beginning when it was much easier to make it there. And I'll
Mhm.
never forget one of the team workouts because all of our people were like literally right in front of us videoing. And I was like, my God, why didn't anybody tell me I make that face when I lift weights? Because like you never in CrossFit, there's no mirror, so you don't see it, right? And all of a sudden I had this video. I was just making the weirdest face and I kept doing it. And I was like, oh my God.
So funny, dude. I can't. Hi, Nina. Yeah, so I think we're good to go. I mean, let's see, what time is it? Oh, 8:03 my time.
6:03 my time. Let's do it. Let's
All
start.
right. All right, cool. So let me move this here. Okay. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for coming this evening. We are so excited to share with you more about this new method we have learned and have been implementing into both of our businesses. So majority of you are within the network marketing community, and this is such a special place for us to share. So if you've ever been wondering how your thoughts shape your feelings and our feelings shape our actions, and our actions shape our results, you are in for a treat, because Jennifer and I have been in for the last almost 11 weeks now, getting certified in our level 2 certification within Lifted. And so this is a mindset workshop where we're going to share our experiences and dive into how changing your language and working through your story is the secret sauce. Because as you guys know, everyone in network marketing is always like, what's the secret? What's the message? What's the verbiage? What method are you using? What daily things are you doing? Social media, yada, yada. Like, what actually is it? And actually, the secret sauce is you. And so whether you're currently in network marketing or you're new to it, like, this is for you. And we are going to help show you how we've implemented this. So we are here to help you help yourself to use your words and your breath in a different and better way to create space and clarity in your story. So to jump right in, hi, I'm Crystal Crespo. I'm 29 years old, and I have a holistic health and wellness business with Arbonne International. So I got fired on a Friday, and I know what you're thinking. Are you really about to tell me about the movie Friday? Or maybe you're not. And actually, I don't know what you're thinking, but I will tell you what I was thinking in that moment and how heavy those words felt. I remember it like it was yesterday. I got ready for work, skin colored tights, all black, barely covered, hair done, makeup would slayed to the gods. I was ready for another night until 4 a.m. And immediately my world went 0 to 100 real quick. I felt useless, blindsided, taken advantage of, and unsure of my future. My main form of income had just been ripped from underneath me. At the time, I had 4 or 5 jobs, and all of those put together didn't even amount to half of what this one brought in. I was freaking out. Like, how am I supposed to live? And the real question was, when am I going to start living? So I am so thankful that the security blanket that I thought was that job was intentionally being removed from my rat race, because it forced me to make a change. In 2017, I graduated from Virginia Commonwealth University and decided to not pursue a career and my dream of becoming a dentist. I know this was the degree I had just achieved and worked so hard for. So even though I was in thousands of dollars in debt and had just finished my 4-year studies, I had a piece of paper that showed I had a degree in biology and chemistry. Woo! I was more than the late night bartender, the pretty face, the nice body. I had brains too. So fast forward, it's now 2019, and I put off taking my DATs, basically the MCATs but for dentists, it's the DATs. And I decided that this was no longer for me. And again, I know what you're thinking. Why would you do that? The truth was, I was scared of failing. So I decided to start a business, a health and wellness business with Arbonne International. Have you ever heard of it? No, we're not a pyramid scheme. Think entrepreneurship on training wheels. So, hi, hello again. My name is Crystal Crespo. I'm 29 years old, and I share products that have changed my health and wellness through an opportunity that completely changed my life. I found Arbonne 4 years ago. A friend of mine I went to high school with sent me something called a fizz stick in the mail. And once I heard that there was a way to make an income promoting said product, I became obsessed. My own business. That could never be taken from me. I'm a red personality. So if you're talking money, I'm listening. And at the time, it was this time that I was approached getting fired in the story I mentioned earlier. And once that happened, I started my business a week later. I was looking for an extra $500, a fit around my schedule, a work from anywhere side hustle. I was not looking to quit the many jobs that I had, or even to make it my main form of income, but truly to get groceries and gas and not have to check my bank account first. Have you ever been there? To have more than $20 left after paying to live with all the bills and living expenses, because I was Miss Independent. The point of this story is to show you how the rat race I was in for the majority of my life was going after this big dream and never achieving it because of the story going on in my head. It was faster than the hamster wheel you see in the cartoons, and I could not get off. I was starving for comfortability, yet I was doing everything opposite of actually being comfortable. I was beyond uncomfortable with being like this the rest of my life, and decided getting even more uncomfortable was necessary. So fast forward, I am now 4 years into my Arbonne business, and I am helping others focus on what they can bring into their lives when they create space and clarity within their own story. So I appreciate you guys being here and listening, and I'm going to pass it off to Jen to share hers.
What is up? My name is Jennifer Ismar. My health and wellness business is with Modere. For me, in 2008, my house got raided and my husband at the time was arrested. In 2010, he got sentenced to jail for 15 years. 6 words would shape my life from that point forward. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I repeated that statement like it was a mantra over and over and over again. And those words carried overwhelm, fear, panic, shock, and a whole lot of shame. For the next 10 plus years, I would battle anxiety, depression. I had horrible digestive issues, hormone imbalance. I didn't have a period for 10 years in my 20s and 30s. I had really bad insomnia, brain fog, my hair was falling out, debilitating fatigue. I remember the very first of my functional medicine doctors, and there were many. He told me, man, your nervous system is stuck in the fight or flight. We need to get you to relax. I fired that doctor. I was a CrossFitter. I did Krav Maga. Like, I didn't have time to meditate and relax. I wanted the supplement protocol that was going to fix me, like, just fix me. And if I'm honest, all I really cared about was losing weight. I had gained weight in this journey. And as much as I wanted my hormones and my sleep and all that to get better, I just wanted to lose a few pounds. I call this 10-year period the dark period of my life. It was full of self-hatred, overwhelm, and the victim mentality. I blamed everyone and everything for what was going wrong in my life. But in doing that, I gave away the control of my happiness. I was allowing everyone and everything to control me getting better or me being happy. And right now you're thinking, all right, cool story, but what does this have to do with network marketing? So in March of 2020, when my ability to work was taken away from me because gyms were shut down, I mean, everything was shut down, it brought back those feelings of overwhelm and panic. I don't know what to do. I couldn't work. Like, I didn't have money in the bank. I didn't have, like, what was I supposed to do for money? So I decided to join my first network marketing company. I had minimal success in the beginning. I never talked about the business opportunity because I just wasn't confident. I didn't believe in myself. And I was always worried about talking about the products with my friends and family because I thought they were going to think about me as one of those people and I was going to be bugging them and that I only wanted them to buy my stuff and I was making them. But somehow I could always see the long-term vision. It was the lifestyle that I wanted, the freedom that I wanted. So I wasn't ready to give up, even though it wasn't quite working for me then. So I joined a leadership program because that's what I do. Have any of you guys heard of Bob Heilig or Your Virtual Upline? His program was really my catalyst into mindset. So he talked very specifically about belief in the beginning and covered how the stories that we tell ourselves create a feeling in us. And that feeling impacts how we act and how we show up every day. And how we act and show up every day is what gets us our results. And guys, you're going to hear us repeat ourselves a lot. And it's the best way to learn. So long story short, this like catapulted my mindset journey. All of a sudden I was like, all right, there's something to this mindset stuff. And so I started looking for books and podcasts and everything I could find to learn more about our stories and our mindset, because I knew that this was impacting everything: my health, my weight, my success, my business, my future. In my search, my mindset quest, I came across the Enlifted certification. I heard a podcast with Mark talking about words and language and stories, and instantly I was hooked. He talked about this certification, and I didn't even know like really what it was about, but somehow I just knew I had to have it. So I signed up right away. That decision changed my life. It helped me process the trauma that I had around my husband's arrest. I knew it was there, but I didn't know how much it was still impacting me and how it was impacting my self-worth and how I was showing up today as an adult 20 years later. It gave me belief in myself, the belief that I needed to pursue my dream of travel, which now I live in a van. This is my van. And I travel around the US. It's freaking amazing. It allowed me to show up differently in my business. It changed the way I feel about my business every day. I love going to work. Before it was like, I have to tell people about my products. I don't feel like that anymore. My self-confidence is 10 times what it used to be. And do you think that other people feel that? 100%. I talk about my products, the business opportunity, with way more confidence, and it's an energy. People feel that. Guys, we all have a story. We all have a past. We all have things that have shaped us on our journey, and they make us who we are today. And life is about growing and learning and then passing on what we learn to others to help them do things better. Maybe they don't have to make as many mistakes as we made. They can start a little farther ahead. And that's what I'm truly passionate about today, is passing on everything that I've learned about mindset and belief outside of network marketing. I'm a mindset coach, and how that shapes our future, and that we can get whatever we want in life if we just work on the stories that are in our head, our words, and our breath. So I'm going to pass it back to Crystal. She's going to tell us a little bit more about mindset.
Okay. So like Jen said, all of these things that we think about, right? The story, like if you had to define what mindset was, could you do that? I'm sure you can. And I'm sure you've seen a definition of what it is in the dictionary, but hearing mindset in the certification that her and I went through, and furthering our mindset, I will tell you a lot of what is said in network marketing is personal development, read the books, say your affirmations. And these are all great things, right? But there's a piece that's missing. And in the definition of mindset through this Enlifted method is mindset is the story we tell ourselves. And it really is that simple. The story that we tell ourselves that, have you ever wanted to go after something and you wanted to go after something, you wanted to go after a goal, you wanted to do something, and the voice in your head is screaming the exact opposite. Like, this is why this definition is so spot on, because if our mindset isn't in check, aka our story isn't in check, it's going to prevent us from taking action on things that we want to do, on things that we want to go for, on the life that we want to create, on how we show up in our lives and for others and with others, like Jen was saying. So this is why the journey is different for everyone. And I think this is truly, in my opinion, this is why network marketing is different. There's a ton of other companies. We both are a part of 2 different companies. And we can see each other because we know exactly what each other goes through and has gone through. And the side of personal development that's missing, this is the key thing that's different for everyone, and everyone's story is this is that variable that's different for everyone, mindset. So again, mindset is the story we tell ourselves. And what I love about this work is that I've been able to help myself first and in turn be the ripple effect for others. So I've been able to pour myself a cup and then serve others and serve many. So I can relate to what Jen's saying. I don't feel icky talking about anything. I'm not only confident, but I am so comfortable in my story. I am so comfortable in what I have to offer, and seeing myself in and through my stories has helped me to deeply understand my purpose and acknowledge my position to share this gift with others. Like, I can offer hope because I'm providing myself the authentic purpose, and I can provide value to others because I've provided purpose and value to myself. So this work allows you to see yourself as a leader. And I'm going to get into that how does this work, allow me to do that? Well, through your own story, in using your words, tinkering with the words, thinking about your thinking, this allows you to get the breath in there, down regulate. And if it's your story, that's your evidence. Through this work, you give yourself the permission and the evidence to be the leader, to lead you, because, we all are our own boss. So therefore, when you can help you and you can work through your story and be able to help others with their story, therefore they can lead themselves. So the reward back on this is just truly insurmountable. And I can apply this method professionally as well as personally, and it allows me to create even more evidence because I've created space and clarity. And that's one story away. So, a lot of things like Jen was saying, it took her back to that time in her life where her husband got arrested. So, you know, in things you may be feeling of like, I don't want to post today, or like, I don't want to ask because I don't want her to think this. Like, there's most likely a story in there that if we could get through that story, it would not prevent us from taking action. We then could show up. We understand our position of why we're feeling that way. We acknowledge it, and we can turn that volume down that's going on in our head. So I love that with this work, you get to start and you get to keep going. And mindset, the shifts that you have, you are the mindset shift that you desire. So, truthfully, your words help helping you use your words and your breath in a different way gives you space and clarity in your story. So if you want to make more money in your business, if you want to have others say, fuck yes, to the offers and the events that you invite them to the programs that you run, the resets. If you want to genuinely connect with others and clearly share this business opportunity so that it resonates, all of those things, I know you've been coached on them before, because truthfully, we are the most overtrained and underdeveloped, but it's all because we have a different mindset, AKA the swirling around story that we're telling ourselves. So I'm going to pass it back to Jen, but before I do, I want you to ask yourself, have you ever asked yourself why the actions that you are taking don't match the inner voice going on in your head? And I want to leave you with one shift just to think about. If you use the same story and the same words, you have the same outcome. If you use different words, it creates a different story, a different outcome. If you use better words, you create a better story, and it is a better outcome. So I'm going to pass it over to Jen, and she's going to talk about belief.
I love that. Change your story, change your life. I'm all about like short little mantras and phrases that like evoke a big meaning in me, right? Like change your story, change your life. Like that means something. So I'm really excited to get to share belief with you guys. Do you know that emoji with like the brain? Like that was me the first time I heard Bob talk about belief. It literally was like, holy crap, that's what I'm doing. It's all the words in my head. I'm making this stuff up. I'm making it harder than it needs to be. Here's what I need you guys to know. You will never get anything more than you believe you deserve. And beliefs are subconscious. So a lot of times we're not even aware of what's going on. They're created by stories from our past. They become subconscious, and we don't even realize that these stories are leading us in our actions today. So I have a course that's launching in January, and belief is the first module because it's the foundation to everything. You will take action on what you believe is possible. When you stop taking action, you stop reaching out, you stop talking about the products, you stop talking to clients, is because you no longer think what you want is even possible. You don't believe in the outcome anymore. You stop taking action. In network marketing, this looks like my products are too expensive. You're getting told no several times in a row, and now you think it's not working. People in your downline are quitting. All of these shatter your belief. They shatter your belief in yourself, in your business, in the business model itself. Now, all of a sudden, you're prioritizing the dishes and the laundry and cooking, and I have to make appointments, and I'm too tired, and all this stuff happens before you work your business. Confidence is built, and it comes from your beliefs, what you hold to be true, your mindset. That's all mindset is. We've said it a few times. What you believe to be true, the story you tell yourself. And that dictates your actions. Guys, we don't see the world as it is. We see the world as we perceive it to be, as we believe it to be. And that's different. It's why 10 people can watch a car accident and all have 10 different accounts of what they just saw. So I want you to write this down. Thoughts to feelings to actions equal results. The things that you think or say create a feeling in you, which leads to the actions that you take or don't take, and that gets you your results. That's the formula. It starts with your thoughts, with your language, with your words. That you can control. You can't control the results or the actions. You control the words. You control how you feel. So what I want to help you see today is how your words are making you feel a certain way, and then how that affects how you show up in your business. And this looks different at every level, from beginners to, you can have success in your business without working on your mindset. And there's a ceiling. There's a point where that imposter syndrome kicks in, another level, another devil, they say. So don't think that this doesn't apply to you if you're already successful. There's always room to grow. We can always be better and grow and get better. So thoughts to feelings to actions equal results. Here's where I want to introduce red and green light stories. And this comes specifically from Bob. He gave these analogies that I really like. So if you want to increase your confidence, increase your belief, then I need you to stop letting circumstances dictate how you feel. So what do I mean by that? Let's take the example of you sit down to work your business and you're sending people messages about the business opportunity. You get a no. You get another no. The next 3 people just completely ghost you. And then you get a message from your downline. She just signed up a month ago. She wants to quit. She's saying it doesn't work anymore. What the? And now you start thinking, I haven't signed up anyone new in 3 months. Maybe it isn't working. Maybe she's right. Maybe I should just go with her and give this up. And how do you feel when you're telling yourself that story? Do you feel confident? Like this is the best opportunity that everyone needs? Likely no. Likely you feel defeated. You're lacking confidence and belief. All of a sudden, you need to do laundry or cook or whatever. All the procrastination things creep in. Or you keep reaching out, but it shows up in your language. It's an energy. It's a body, the way you carry yourself. Even just sitting in more of a deflated way and typing your messages, it comes through in our words. It's all connected. People feel that. We call this a red light story. So the circumstances are neutral. They're not positive or negative. We assign that meaning to it. So the circumstance is that you were told no and you had somebody quit. That's not necessarily bad. Guys, this business isn't for everybody. You can't control other people. You can't make other people want it as bad as you or make them do work. So somebody quitting, while it may not be what you want, it's not necessarily negative. It actually kind of helps you because now you know you don't have to waste your time on that person. You can spend it on the people who are going to do something. It's when you turn it into a negative, when you make it mean that things aren't working, when you make it mean that you aren't a good leader. Now you've killed your belief, you don't feel confident, and that shows up in your actions and your results. So what's the green light story, the green light version of this same place? So same circumstances. You got a couple no's, people ghosting you, someone quits. Except now you make this mean, I'm closer to my next winner. I know that it takes me about 10 conversations to get one great candidate. So now I'm even closer. Now you feel excited. You're still feeling confident because you know that these no's are just stumbling blocks. They're just on the path to your win, to your yes. So you send 10 more messages. The meaning that you assign to this is not that you're a failure. It's that you just haven't reached out to enough people yet. And so you feel differently about your business. Does this make sense? This is simple, but it's not easy, guys. So this takes practice to be able to shift the meaning that we assign things. Especially if you have stories running of, I'm not good enough, I'm not a good leader, I can't be an entrepreneur, I'm not successful. We have to clean those stories up. But awareness is the first step. So my invitation to you today is to bring some awareness to the story that you're telling yourself in the moment and how that makes you feel. You're either building yourself up or you're tearing yourself down, and both have very different outcomes. So the next time you're working your business and check in with how you feel. Do I feel good and confident, or am I feeling a bit deflated, like it's not working? And then what am I telling myself that's creating that feeling? So I want to close here with how I keep my belief high, because I do several things. Well, number one was working with my own personal coach on the stories that I was telling myself about I'm not good enough, because those were loud stories. Started with the trauma around my husband and just grew over the years. So turning down the noise on that was a huge game changer for me. But what I work on daily is every week our team has a family meeting. And I make this a must. Either I watch it live or I watch the recording. It inspires me. It reaffirms my belief in my team, in my company, and that's really important. The other thing I do is I lean on my vision, my bigger goal, my why. In fact, I have 5 stickies up there that each have their own reason, my 5 big reasons of why I want to be successful in this business, what it means to me at an emotional level. And I see them every day. And I don't let a bad week or a bad day or a bad month make me feel like it's not working. I know it's all a part of this business and I keep doing the work. So that's just kind of an introduction to red light, green light stories. Again, awareness is how we start with any of this. So we're going to move into, at this point, a language game. Katrina, are you there? You're going to play this game with us.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
So you may have actually done this with me. Katrina's done a lot of work with me, but don't ruin it if you have done this with me. So I want you to think about one personal and one professional goal that you have for yourself. And just kind of, if you have a pen and paper, you can write it down or just remember it. But I'm going to ask you to say that out loud as a complete sentence. What is one goal that you have for yourself? You can pick one, either personal or professional.
Okay. A personal goal I have for myself is to be the best mother I can be and to raise a smart, intelligent, caring, loving boy that grows up to be the man that every woman wants to have.
I love that. Can he be 44?
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's 4. We're gonna be 5. So no.
I need that guy, but a little bit of an older version.
Right.
So how does that make you feel to say?
It makes me happy. It makes me feel proud. I smile when I say that. Yeah, feels good.
I want you to add to that same sentence a kind of. So add kind of to that sentence in there anywhere. She already knows. I heard the O.
Well, I should have wrote it down. I want to be the best mother I can be, and I hope
add the kind of in there.
Yeah, and I hope that my son kind of wants to be the best man for a woman someday. I can't even do it.
Okay, we get the gist of it, right? And that's the important part. So, what's the difference when you add the kind of?
It changes the way you feel, right? You start to doubt, and that doubt creeps in. It feels different.
100%.
Yeah.
Let's let Crystal. So that we added in a soft talk. We call that a soft talk language, soft talk word. Crystal's going to tell us a little bit more about why that's important.
Okay. So soft talk, right? Katrina, when you added that word in there, it created an entire new feeling than the blissful feeling you had earlier.
Right.
So what are some soft talk words I'm going to share with you? Probably, perhaps, feels like, guess, maybe, could, might, possibly, sort of, kind of, potentially, hopefully, try, one day, should, almost like. And I will tell you, we use these so much in like not even anyone who's not in network marketing, just people use these so much. And you don't realize that you're using them that much until you have it in front of you and you're like, soft talk. Like, I use soft talk? No, I'm confident and I'm solid and I'm direct and all this. Okay, but you're using soft talk. And it wasn't until that this nice little card was up in my house on my fridge, in my bathroom, at my desk, to where I continuously was seeing these things and or seeing these words. And what is awesome about soft talk is that you can change it. Okay. It does its job in creating a whole new feeling to where you're like, no, I don't want that. And what do? You can do the opposite, which is solid talk. So there's 4 types of language. There's in conflict language, architect talk. And so there's negations and affirmations. There's soft talk and solid talk. There's projections and reflections. And then the 4th is direct translations and indirect translations. So you're going to get the binary language in there, which is like either or language, right? So always, never, things like that. And the point of addressing the different types of language is, again, because we don't realize that we do it. And think about if you're talking to someone about the business opportunity, or you're talking to someone about the products. You believe in your business, right? You believe in what you're doing. You've gotten clear in your story, but you're using this language that doesn't match the overall feeling that you're trying to convey in your story, right? And so if I said, let's just say, because I think Nina had hopped off, but let's say I want to hit the first promotion of my company by the end of this year. Okay. If I was to say, I probably will hit the first promotion of my company by the end of this year, it doesn't feel like I'm going to do it. It feels like I'm going to make excuses. That feels like it's so far away. I don't believe in myself. Like, that's the feeling that it's creating. But if I just said, like, for example, in Arbonne, it's district manager. If I said I am, or I will, or as of December 31st, I will be a district manager. That is solid talk. That is saying I am going to do it. And I believe that. And so the main point of solid talk versus soft talk is once we remove those words that are hindering us from being able to, like, solid talk, truthfully, is, and I hate to say it like this, but I love to say it like this. If you have a lot of soft talk in your language, deciding is a bitch. And not deciding is when it has the pimp hand over you, over your life, over what you want to do. And, we want to see you do this. People alongside of you, in your upline, your downline, just your sideline, we want to see you do this. And so, like, what would you do, or what could your business look like, right? What could your next goal look like if you never had that stuff rummaging up in your head, keeping you from doing it? So if you remove the soft talk from your language, like from your, we call it like a spell, right? A spell is a words of great influence. What you were speaking over yourself, you're 10 times, like, even just removing these words out of your language, you're 10 times more likely to feel that confidence because you're speaking with solid talk. And the main point with solid talk that I want to bring up is, so many people talk about the reticular activating system. And a lot of people don't really know what that is. And until you have something in front of you over and over and over, right? So let's just say, I'll give you an example. I had someone post on social media the other day, and it was an image that said, stop saying yes to things that drain you. So when our reticular activating system sees that, and we're telling ourselves, like, stop doing this, or, that's draining yourself by saying yes, right? Like, you're telling yourself what you don't want rather than what you do want. So I responded to their story and I said, start saying yes to things that fuel you. So just by changing those words, it was telling myself what you do want rather than what you don't want. And so when we use solid talk versus soft talk, right, we're actually telling ourselves what we're going to do rather than what we might do or what we should do or what, there's like, it's that pressure. It's that I'm not actually solid in what I'm saying. And what story does that create in yourself? So language is super, super important. And I want to say this because I forgot to say this earlier. Affirmations is, when I was talking about the evidence earlier, a lot of people don't have their story written down. And I don't mean your network marketing story. I just mean stories, anything that's going on up here. If you don't feel confident, if you're saying, I should have promoted by now, or whatever it is, right? A lot of people don't have those stories written down. And when you write it down, that's the first step to providing yourself with your own evidence. And this is the piece that I wanted to elaborate on from earlier. Affirmations are created specifically for you. When you see someone else have their affirmations, that's great that they're sharing them, and maybe you can relate to them. But in your own story is where you go after creating your own evidence in the affirmations that support your wins, that support your story. So in writing down the story, you're gaining the evidence so that you can create an affirmation. And so that looks like your wins. You're acknowledging what you have done. You're acknowledging the evidence in your story, and you're being able to see yourself and celebrate yourself. So if you haven't achieved that goal yet, right, you're still giving credit to yourself that you have been working towards a goal, that you have been showing up, that you have been in this business for 4 years, whatever it is. So again, the difference of solid talk versus soft talk is these words here. And when we remove them from our vocabulary, we are 10 times more confident in what it is that we're sharing. And after this, I challenge you for the next 7 days, we will be sending out a soft talk challenge. And I challenge you to write them down as on a piece of paper, maybe 5 times bigger than what you would normally write, so that they're like staring at you in the face, and put it up anywhere. Maybe you can put it at your phone background. You can put it in the bathroom, put it on your fridge. And this will also be good too, because if your kids see it, like if they learn early that these words, like, the bad words, if they learn early to not have these in their vocabulary, like think about how much more confident they will feel. And this will be like natural to them to grow up not using words like this. So if anything, these are the bad words, not the F word or something else, so anyways, this is your challenge, 7 days, remove these from your vocabulary and tell us what happens. We want to know, like, we've done that. And I will tell you, this is my favorite part about this work, because I am 10 times more confident when I get to share this business opportunity, or when I am talking about my experience and I notice that I'm speaking solidly, and I notice that I am confident and comfortable with what I'm sharing. And I know it's because I've removed these from my vocabulary, and I have been able to think about those feelings that I have when using those words, and I decide to do something different. So just as we wrap up here, so what's next? We're going to send you the soft talk challenge, and then write those out 5 or 10 times bigger than what you would normally write, so you could see them, have it up, and play some games with yourself. Like if you have a thought come up that uses that word, write it down. Write it down, maybe keep a pad and paper by your bed or your desk. And then immediately, like, I will tell you guys, scratching things out is like so effective, and it feels so good. Like, nope, I'm not going to use that one. You scratch it out. And then the beauty of taking words out is that there's still the rest of the sentence there, right? So say it without it. And when you do that enough, you get those reps in to do that enough, it will just become natural, and you'll catch yourself doing it. So we always say, like, soft talk acknowledged, right? And we can decide to remove it and feel 10 times more confident. So, Jen, do you want to share more about what you have coming up?
Yeah, I'm going to kind of pull off this soft talk thing. So why do we use soft talk words anyways? Like, why do we say probably, try, might, could? Katrina said, use the word doubt. It's because we don't believe in ourselves. We don't believe we're actually going to do it. And so we throw the soft talk word in there so that we don't feel obligated to actually follow through on the commitment, because we didn't say we would go to the gym. We said we would try to go to the gym.
Or we might go to the gym.
Or we might go to the gym. Right. We add those words in there because we've lost our belief. We've shattered our belief. We don't follow through on our commitments, and we're afraid of failing because we make that mean that we are a failure. And so it's much easier to put the soft talk word in there to take out the possibility of failing, but then that changes our ability to actually succeed.
Right.
So I'm launching my first course in January called Keep the Commitment. And it's around this whole idea. Yeah, I've been a personal trainer, nutritionist, mindset coach for years. The problem that my clients have had, it's never not knowing what to do. They knew they needed to work out. They knew they needed to eat better foods. It was not following through on what they said they were going to do. It was not making firm commitments because either they were afraid of failing or they didn't trust themselves anymore. They lost their belief. They lost their confidence. And so my course takes all the best of what I've learned over the years and how to build that. And it puts it in a very clear roadmap. We start with our mindset, then we work on our physical body, and then we talk about identity. And then we celebrate some wins and we create some fun affirmations at the end. So it's a full circle of understanding you better, cleaning up some stories. You get one-on-one sessions in the course so that you can become the person that you're meant to be. You can take the vacations, you can start the business, you can leave the relationship or start the relationship, do the things you've always wanted to do that you've been too afraid to go for because you don't have confidence in yourself or belief in yourself anymore. So I'll put a link. We're going to send you a wrap-up email. I'll put a link in there where you can get more information about the course. If you want to schedule a call to talk about it, I would love to do that. But it goes along with everything that we've kind of been talking about here today. Crystal, what do you got coming up?
So it's so funny because like what's nice about this method is that we can apply this to whatever it is that we're doing. And there is so much that we've learned in here that we get to share with others. And it's almost like, soft talk and knowledge. Look, I just used it almost like, that we get to almost piggyback off each other, because in what you have created in your course, right, is stuff that we have been going through. And I love that you're getting to help others have that full circle experience. And with what I have coming up, so my coaching, I'm a health and wellness mindset coach, keeping it crystal clear. My family, when I was younger, crystal clear is what they used to call me. And all my friends are always like, Crystal's so real, like she keeps it 100, whatever. It's just always been a thing that has been said. And I do, like, I'm very like, tell you how it is. And so I'm opening spots for one-to-one coaching to help you get into the stories that are keeping you stuck and annoyed and haunted and keeping you from taking action so that you can get crystal clear on what it is that you want to do. So like Jen said, starting the business, leaving the relationship, going after your next level, like going after and operating as your highest self. And so what I love about the story work side of that is that we get to go into your stories and find the evidence that you need in order to have the belief, in order to have the confidence. And it's not that we want to not have you confident. I want to have you comfortable. I want to, instead of calling you out, call you forward. I want to help you use your words in your story. I don't have all the answers. What I do have is the tools to help you use your words and your breath to create space and clarity in your story. And when you do that, what does that look like for you? We always say good coaches, good consultants, good XYZ that you do, ask good questions, because questions pull and answers push. And asking you a good question, just like when we started our network marketing business of like, what can the next 5 years look like? what can this look like if I start this business? What can come from this? Like, you can apply this in every other area of your life. And so those one-to-one spots are going to allow me to help you find your evidence. And once we have the evidence, this is where you truly start to see yourself for all that it is that you do, and to train your mindset, right? To train your story, to get into your story of what it is that you want to be telling yourself rather than what you don't want to be telling yourself. Like, we don't want to keep you in the worry, stuck and suck. We want to celebrate the wins with you, and we want to have you go after and ultimately acknowledge your potential and not just be potential, right? We want you to operate in your highest self. So that is what I have coming up. And we are just so excited that you guys took the time to come on here tonight, give us some of your time, and invest your time into hearing something different. Because, you know, like we said, we are the most overtrained, but what is different is all of our mindsets. And when we can, mindset is an invaluable tool that you can ultimately continue building on over and over and over. And the more reps you do, the better your mindset gets, the better your story gets. So whether you are watching this live or watching this on a recording, we love to hear your feedback, and we appreciate you taking the time to invest in you and your mindset.
Awesome. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.